Is the first Gary. How's it going? How are you? We got a big day cooking up today. We got a bunch of NBA props live already. Justin, how's it going? Bunch of NBA props up live. This is the best time for NBA props because it's the in-season tournament. They're kind of playing for something. So I'd love to see that. We got that. We got at least one college basketball teaser I'm going to be dropping soon. And at least one NBA main play. So we still got a lot of basketball coming. I'm going to look through the NFL slate. We're going to get into tomorrow's game a little bit, do kind of an initial look at this, an initial look at the upcoming college football and NFL games for this weekend. So we got a lot coming. We got a lot coming. Stay locked in. Stay tuned. Full slate up on SoBet. Lakers -4 says E-Band's exclusive. It's a cool name. LeBron in-season tournament legacy performance. You know, I would imagine. Excuse me. I would imagine that the Lakers will be a pretty popular bet. I'm not seeing -4. I'll tell you that much. Playbook Poppy says Lakers -6. I see him as much as -6.5. Eagles smoke the Commanders says I sell money. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. I liked I liked Pittsburgh last Sunday against them, and they did it. Alt spread events. I mean, listen, probably start Josh Downs or DJ Moore. Probably more. Mr. Importance on the Eagles. Yeah, we'll get into tomorrow's game. We'll get into tomorrow's game in a little bit. It's just not yeah, I don't know that the Eagles smacked them. The Eagles are a tough team to bet on or against lately. You know, they haven't played a lot of good teams. They just played the Cowboys without Dak and rolled them. We had them -7, easy dub. Yeah, we're gonna have a CBB teaser drop in Mason. CBB teaser. Eagles due to have a bad game. I mean, listen, due is not relevant. Don't think about due. Is this what I do for a living, Jonathan? Yes. Yes, this is my full-time job, so to speak, main source of income, whatever. Yeah, you can't rely on someone due to have a bad game, due to have a good game, due to whatever. Won a lot off the Eagles play Sunday. Hell yeah, Mr. Important. Listen, if you want all the plays every single day, shoot me a DM on Instagram and I'll slide anyone who wants it. If you shoot me a DM on Instagram, I'll slide you the link to get all my plays every single day. I got a discount right now. It's get it $15 a month. You shoot me a DM on Instagram, Pick'em on Instagram, Pick'em 2 Y's, impossible to miss. You shoot me a DM on Instagram. I shoot you the link. Bing, bang, boom. I got the other phone ready to go. You get all my plays just like that. Yeah, that's what we're looking at. And I'm good at it. That's a fact, Gary. So that's wicked good. Love that, Mr. Important. Yeah, it's sick. It's sick. We got a ton of people riding in there right now. So hopefully more of you will want to get involved. We're up over 4,600 in there now. Never said I'd bet it. Do is the correct word. Been gambling longer than you'd bet up. Parlay King is mad, bro. Mad. I was just saying do isn't a thing. And if you've been betting longer than I've been an adult, you should know that it's not a thing. Or don't be so sensitive when I call something out. 70 some NBA picks, says Jack. Shoot me a DM on Instagram. Shoot me a DM on Instagram and I got you. Good day yesterday. How are you feeling about the college basketball slate today? Any must locks? Definitely no must locks. We're gonna get into that more. I'm gonna do a small teaser. Most likely. Rebet Equinox play. Interesting 1200. Interesting. Brother, that's not your response. I've seen a lot of that. Love the lies. Mr. Important, I appreciate you, bro. Everyone follow this and I'll drop another free play. If we get 25 more files on here, I'll drop another free play. I got some NBA props I've cooked up, so we'll talk about those in a second. Parlay King, listen, there's a lot of people like yourself. Apparently, like, I'm just assuming you talk about how long you've been in the game, how long you've been betting. You hate to see other people talk about it more on social media because you feel like you've been in the game long enough and you deserve it, and you're angry and you're making comments. Smoothie for Cooking Cup, probably Cooking Cup. Jack Petty, appreciate the follow. Run those numbers up. We'll share another free play. You know what? I'm gonna give you guys a prop right now. First prop of the day. I'm gonna pull this up off my SoBet again. If you want the full card, shoot me a DM on Instagram. I'll get you. This is what we're looking at. First prop of the day. Alperen Sengun over 9.5 rebounds. This is -125 on DK right now. At least when we dropped it. Hopefully still get that before the line moves too much. Alperen Sengun over 9.5 rebounds. It's minus 125. We're playing it 2.5 units to win 2 units, okay? He's averaging 11.5 in this line. He's over this line 8 out of 11. Zubac isn't a floor spacer, so he's likely going to be posted up down low all game, sitting under the glass, getting those boards. 19 rebounds in his last matchup against Zubac. Opposing starting centers have 10 plus rebounds and 4 of the last 5 against the Clippers, so we got solid recent stats on the opposition as well. And the only miss was Jalen Williams. He's 6'5". Um, anyway, um, Anyway, as long as he stays out of foul trouble, should be ample opportunity to grab 10 plus. I love this line. Minus 125, tiny bit of juice, not bad at all. I would see this as like a minus 150, minus 160 spot. Again, that line's DK. He's on Houston. That line's DK minus 125 when we locked it in, dropped down so bet. Orion saying Jake Paul or Mike Tyson. How'd I do on High Lie? Dogs were barking. Dogs were barking. Ended up having a decent day. I don't put like heavy units on highlights, so it's never like a massive profit because I'm still getting used to the sport. And yesterday was just kind of testing out the system of going all dogs, but it was profitable. Jake Paul or Mike Tyson, yeah. So I have trouble imagining that fight's going to be valid. I'm definitely leaning Jake Paul. I think that Mike Tyson's 58 years old. I imagine there's a few possibilities, right? He either is like ready to throw haymakers and comes out strong for maybe one round. I know they're doing 2 minute rounds, so it's a little easier on the cardio side, but he's still gonna run out of gas quickly. Jake Paul obviously got to be in a million times better shape. He put on a lot of weight for this, so he's probably going to be a little bit slower, a little bit tougher on the cardio, but still got to be way better than any 58-year-old. I don't care who. I don't care who. Mike Tyson, freak in nature. I understand. Best boxer to ever do it. Probably not a normal human being. It's still insane. He got sick in the preparation for this fight. Jake had that time to train. So have to lean Paul. It might be some bullshit where they just kind of take it easy. It's like kind of this exhibition type deal. Um, when Logan Paul fought Floyd Mayweather, it was kind of a bullshit fight. I could see it being similar to that. I just can't imagine Jake Paul knocking out a 58-year-old, and I can't imagine Mike Tyson. I can't imagine it being really a real fight. He's old, dude. He's 58 years old, and Jake Paul is a troll. He knows what he's doing. He's cashing a huge bag on fighting Tyson, but he's not gonna like imagine if he hurt Mike Tyson. You hurt a 58-year-old legend because he's 58. That's not cool. And there's no world in which he's actually getting blasted by Tyson. I don't know. I lean Paul in a bullshit fight. Trey Rise had a tough playoff schedule and a run first offense. Yeah, it sounds like you've done more analysis on this than me, to be totally honest. You're looking at his schedule relative to your league's playoffs, relative to the matchups. You probably have the information you need to make a decision. Gary, appreciate it. Colorado. Um, which Colorado? What are you talking about? Prop again? Yeah, that prop is the prop is Alperen Sengun. Don't know if I'm saying his name right, but Alperen Sengun for Houston over 9.5 rebounds, minus 125 on DK, 2.5 units. Tyler, I could see it going. If it goes down to a decision, it's probably going to him. Stafford top 10 QB all time. Okay, so one thing I'll say, I'm 30. If we talk about all time, I'm not going to talk about anyone that isn't the last 25 years. Like I can't speak to the all time. I can't really even speak to like Dan Marino, John Elway, Jim Kelly. I'm a Buffalo guy, Jim Kelly. Like so when we talk about all time, and I think a lot of people have to be real about this when they talk about all time, they have to be like relative to the period of time they've been watching. Now it's a very different game in the 80s. People talk about like Johnny Unitas and stuff. Like, how are we going to compare that? That's like asking if Babe Ruth could play in today's MLB. So let me just get that straight before I talk about all time. Um, are we talking about top 10 talent of all time? Are we talking about top 10 legacy? Are we talking about top 10 individual stats? Because, he was on a bad Lions team for a really long time, but he was on a bad Lions team with maybe the most talented wide receiver ever. Definitely a top 3, top 5 talented wide receiver ever. So I don't have a ton of sympathy for his lack of success in Detroit when he had Megatron to throw to. I know, Frank. That's the third time it's been sold by the Falcons. Crazy. How do I feel about Cavs first quarter tonight? I gotta feel like I haven't done too much research on that game, but I feel like fading the Cavs is going to be value at some point soon. Again, real quick, anyone who wants the full card today, shoot me a DM on Instagram right now, and I'll shoot you the link. If you DM me on Instagram, I'll slide you that link right away. Love Profit X. Hell yeah. Okay, so anyway, in terms of Stafford top 10, I'm gonna put him behind, not in order. I'm gonna put him behind Mahomes. He's the only one currently playing where I'm already willing to put him behind. I'm gonna put him behind Mahomes. I'm gonna put him behind Rodgers, Manning, Drew Brees, Tom Brady. That's five off the top of my head that he's automatically behind. Um, Philip Rivers doesn't have a ring. Stafford has a ring, so he's like right around Philip Rivers. Same, Marvin. Same. Um, I'm gonna be honest. He might, if Lamar Jackson wins a Super Bowl, maybe even makes a Super Bowl appearance, he's ahead of Stafford. Because there's a good chance he gets his third MVP this year. He's a favorite at -110. I think. Peyton Manning. He's not behind Eli Manning. Eli Manning's overrated. Legacy what? Picks rank. There's gonna be a CBB teaser that I dropped tonight. That's gonna be public. CBB teaser goes everywhere. Um, yeah, Pecker. I'm not saying he's not. I'm just thinking out loud on it. There's six or seven guys off the top of my head I can say he's behind, and I can't really. And again, I'm saying in the 2000s. I can't really go prior to 2000 and give you any reasonable insight. Like I don't really know where to put Elway, Marino, Kelly, um, guys like that. Hurts anytime TD -110. That's not great. It's not great because it was one thing when they tush pushed every single opportunity. Now the Hurts anytime TD isn't the same. You have Saquon in short yardage. He's not running quite as much. I don't love it at -110. We'll see. I'll get into this slate a little bit more before I put my props up tomorrow, and we'll see. Hiller Kincaid. Kincaid. What's good, Tristan? He'll probably getting back involved with Tua a little bit more, but he's just still like very much just having a down year. Switch to TikTok, Frank. Good to see you. Marcos, appreciate the follow. Run those files up. We get 25 more files. I'll share another free play before we get out of here. And real quick, then use Petey. The code is Petey, KC Cattle. It's Petey. That's how you get on there. Darnell Mooney or Jacoby Myers. No real lean, probably Mooney. First one, Marcos. Yeah, that's what I'm trying to do, Frank. Trying to do everywhere at once. Whatever platform you want to get me on there. I got to be honest. Shout out to the few of you that are on the Instagram. The Instagram streams just not it. I've been streaming, TikTok has dominated every other streaming service in terms of numbers so consistently. This is just a random burner account and I still get 40, 50, 60 people in here. No problem. Whereas the Instagram crowd, you get 3, 5, 10 people off 25 times the followers on that account. It's wild. Twitter numbers sometimes decent, pretty bad right now. Um, just how it goes. But trying to grow the other streams because I can do more on the other streams. I can show you my screen. I can stream like doing some poker, doing some gambling, looking at sometimes you see me scrolling the actual slate and locking in action there on Twitter. So, I always encourage follow the Twitter, follow whatever. But this is the main TikTok streaming account. Just get it to 1,000. I'm encouraging people to follow. I don't care about like growing this account in general because I'm not really doing anything on it, but this is where I live stream every day. So you should follow just so you know. And, I'll put the occasional free pick on there. I'll put the occasional, rant on here. It's just a low effort channel where I don't care about much, but it's good to have a burner for the live streams because I lost a 55,000 follower account from getting banned on streams. And I've got flags on my other 51,000 follower account, 20,000 follower account, etc. So I'm just not risking losing those accounts. I'm just making these backup streaming accounts. So I appreciate the follow on here. I do go live here daily. I give out at least one free play daily. Once we get to 1,000 here, I can link all the stuff that I'm talking about in here. I think it's like 800, 850 on here. So run these files up, get it to 1,000. We get to 1,000, I'll give a lot of free stuff. Appreciate the file, friends. Appreciate the file, just. So yeah. Anyway, you get the idea. Run those numbers up. I'm gonna read the free play one more time, and then we're gonna get back into talking ball here. Elperen Sengun, Houston, over 9.5 rebounds, -125 on DK, 2.5 units. Won't go through the whole analysis again, but Sengun's averaging 11.5. He's over this line 8 out of the last 11. And the last time he went against Zubak, he got 19 boards. It's just a great opportunity for him to get it, stay out of foul trouble. Important games in the tournament. People care about this. So, you go a little bit harder, get a little bit more boards. Like him in this spot again. That's Alperen Sengun for Houston, over 9.5 boards, minus 125 on DK, 2.5 units to win 2 units. And if you're on my so bet, which you can be on, anyone can be on, just shoot me a DM on Instagram and I'll get you on there right now. If you're on SoBet, I share the full card. I give you the card, I give you the play, I give you the analysis, I give you the write up, I give you the book that we got it on, I give you the line that we got it, I give you the units that we're risking. That's the most important thing to winning money in the long term. Sticking with the unit size, sticking with the bankroll management. You can't just tail the plays. That's great, but tail the plays exactly the way I say. On the book that I got it on, at the line that I got it at, for the price that I got it at, for the units that I'm suggesting you risk. That's what's important. That's how you win in the long term. You got to do that. You got to stick to it. You got to have some discipline. And a great way to have discipline is to be tailing someone like me, where I give you the plays and the unit size and all that, and you just lock it in and you put your phone down. You say, that's it for the day. Let's sweat out the plays. Let's have another winning day. And I'm not going to chase if I'm down. I'm not going to try to double it up if I'm up. You're just going to get the plays in with as much research and analysis as you possibly can to put yourself in the best position to win. Understand that you're going to lose around 45% of the time and do that. Anything cooked for Sunday? Stay tuned. Stay tuned. Nothing locked in by any means. I drop this NFL Sunday card. I drop on Saturday night, and then I drop props in my VIP on SoBet all throughout the week. So you'll see NFL props going up throughout the week, usually Thursday through Saturday, because we get better lines on those as we go through it. So, like I said, shoot me a DM on Instagram if you want to get on SoBet, and you'll see those props popping up throughout the week. Also, in the links, or shoot me a DM on Instagram, shoot me a DM even on the TikTok, and I'll get you. Shortly, Lomar. There's nothing for the midday. It's all afternoon stuff, so just not rushing it out. That's all. Staying away from the Cavs today. Feels obviously it's going to be pretty public with all the. I don't know. I have to actually look at how public it is because I could see it being a public fade as well. You saw the information running around yesterday about it, how they put out this absolute bullshit 1,000 to 1 bet for them to win, for them to go undefeated. It pays 1,000 to 1. That's a 70 leg money line parlay. That should pay 200 million to 1. The odds on that are so absolutely horrible. It's such a scam. It's disgusting. Sacramento. All right, let's look at Sacramento. Let's see what we like. Minus 7.5 against the Suns. That's not a great line. I think the over 226.5 might be worthwhile here today. Um, yeah, I think that might be the best line. Is the over 226.5. I'm looking at this. Yeah, over 226.5. You can get it minus 106 on Profit X. How about them Timberwolves last night? I know, heavy sell. Brian, they cooked mine too. Timberwolves really sold everyone. You hate to see it. Let's see. Let's see. I mean, the cash out never end. The cash out is never a long term winning proposal because they're always trying to cash you out at well below your actual value, which is brutal, but that's just how it goes. It's just how it goes. Nice hit on the NFL parlay. Thank you, user. Why not just do live hour betting? It's basically chart. Yeah, I mean that's gonna be the best way. if you want to cash out or you want to hedge, you do it live. The only situations where anyone should ever consider cashing out is if you put up a lottery ticket for like $5 to win 250K, and then you're getting ripped off, but you don't have the cash to actually appropriately hedge. And even though you're getting ripped off, it was a lotto ticket, so you might as well do it. No, I get what you're saying, Brian. So boring, but these when I talk about being a profitable play, I don't mean in this one instant it'll be more profitable. I mean in the long term it'll be more profitable. It's never profitable to cash out in the long term. If every time you cash out, you are wasting money. Now, these things like yeah, it would have been great if you cashed out that one time, but you're not just doing one bet. If the play's unmatched, Lamar, it just never happens. Your money gets refunded when the play begins. That's what it's all about, C1. Literally, that's it. Um, it's sponsored by tobacco's crazy. Probably McConkey. Yeah. Arbitrage betting. Arbitrage betting is when you look at multiple markets and you take a bet on both sides, but because the lines are different on both sides, you're guaranteed money. So what it would look like is if you saw, for instance, the Bills are playing the Chiefs. This isn't the real numbers, but for example, the Bills are playing the Chiefs. If you could get the Bills at plus 105 on one book, and you could get the Chiefs at even money on another book, you bet the Bills for $100 at plus 105, and then you bet the Chiefs for $102 at plus 100. Okay, no matter what, you're making $2 to $5. Um, that whenever you see discrepancies in lines like that, you bet one side for a certain amount, you bet the other side for another amount. There are things, there are tools like Odds Checker. That's in my links as well, where it will automatically calculate the amount that you should be betting on both. It does the math for you because normally the lines aren't as simple as plus 100 and plus 105, like I just said. Um, but yeah, you what it means is you're gonna have a specific amount that you should be risking on both to where you're guaranteed a profit, and you're still gonna have a lean on one side or the other when you're out betting, but either way you're gonna be profit. And yeah, Jack says that's how you get banned from books. So that's very true. A lot of people get banned for arbitrage betting. The one way to avoid it is if you are really consistent with your unit size. Because if I see an arbitrage opportunity where the Bills are plus 105 and the Chiefs are plus 102, my desire is going to be to bet $1 million on both. Whatever, I'm going to bet the max on both. But the flags are going to notice that because they only want to win, Brian. It's because they're in bed with each other and they flag weird betting habits and recognize that it's probably arbitrage betting. So if I bet $100 on most of my plays, you're always seeing me bet $100, maybe 50, maybe 200, and then I bet 10K on a play. They're going to flag that and be like, "What's going on here?" And they're going to communicate. They're going to say, "Hey, this user, they've got all your information, right? They know my social security, they know all this." So they're going to send it out to the other books, their other cronies, whatever, and they'll be like, "Yeah, we've got his action on the other side for 10K as well. We also flagged it because he's $100 better." Now, if I just did $100 on that, like I do on my normal plays, then I wouldn't get flagged because it's just normal betting behavior. They're not like reviewing every single thing; they just flag irregular bet sizing. What can I get for CD and Kelsey? Want to get them off my team? I don't know. What the fuck? Ask the people that have the other players. Live our betting on main lines are a lot less bannable than pre-match. That's another thing. Obviously, in an arbitrage situation, say the lines are always shifting, so those opportunities might pop up. If you get the Bills at plus 130 in a game, and then you have an opportunity to take the other side at plus money at any point, obviously you can arbitrage once that happens. Now that's with live information, so yeah, pretty sure the books talk to each other about arbitrage too. Um, that may be the case. I'm trying to think out loud how they would flag it. They may. I'm sure they have like systems to be like where you could put in every user. Like you could put in every user and be like, all right, here's all his action. Does he have opposite action anywhere else? I imagine they're only doing that effort when they flag bets. But yeah, that's that's what I would imagine. They're flagging it because it's large bet sizing, and why wouldn't you do a large bet size when You're arbitraging your guaranteed profit. They'll flag a large bet in general too. Yeah, social security number exactly. They'll flag a large bet in general too. If I'm always $100 better and then I drop 10K on a play, they're going to be like, "What's going on here?" They're going to investigate it. They're going to investigate it to see, if anything's weird about it. And then if I'm $100 better and I bet 10K on a play and something weird happens, say I take the under on rebounds for 10K on Draymond Green, and then he comes out 3 minutes into the game, they might be like, all right, this guy knew something. But the books don't really like here's the thing, they're billion dollar corporations, right? So you can't really take them to court. They kind of do whatever they want. Hell yeah, shout out to the Lions. Love that. Yeah, I got Lions live at plus 480 at halftime. Kelsey could win 10 Super Bowls. I don't care. Gronk better. I agree. Hedging a parlay, Oxman. Yeah, hedging parlays. Um, Hedging parlays is not bad. You get down to the last leg, you take the opposite side. That's fine. That's way better than taking a cash out option. That's why the cash outs are always bullshit because you could. All right, for instance, I had the Mets. I took the Mets for $300 at plus 2,000 to win the World Series before the playoffs began. They win. They win a few games. They advance. Whatever. They become. I get a cash out option of $1,000. At the same time, the Mets are plus 500 to win the World Series, or plus 400, or yeah, plus 400 to win the World Series, right? So that means to win 6 grand, you'd have to bet $1,500. But my 6 grand, my ticket to win 6 grand, they're only going to pay me out $1,000. The payouts are always bullshit. Hedging the last leg, yeah, yeah. Hedging the last leg is typical. It depends on how much. It depends on how much you really like. You're saying they flag people for hedging the final leg, Oxman? I've never seen that, but that's crazy because there's not. I guess they don't want you to do it because yeah, they're not gonna flag you for hedging the last leg of a parlay because you could do it on the same book. I could have it all my action on the same book. Long money, good to see you. I could have the action all on the same book and then bet against the last leg of my parlay on that book, and that's fine. So the cash out, it's probably going to be a decision that goes to Paulzak because I don't think either person's going to be. I'm not saying it's a literal spoken agreement necessarily, but I don't think Jake Paul is going to benefit from knocking out a 58-year-old legend. I don't think that's good for his career, to be totally honest. Like, you knock out Mike Tyson, that's like elder abuse. Mike Tyson knocks him out. You got knocked out by a 58-year-old. That's crazy. Um, if Jake Paul is halfway decent, just the advantage he has in terms of his reaction time, his conditioning, his explosiveness is a 26-year-old or whatever he is compared to a 58-year-old is insane. It's insane. Fixed draw is possible, but I would imagine it goes down to a decision. They give it to Paul. It could be decision draw. I would be surprised if it's decision Tyson, even if he deserves it. I would imagine there's some bullshit going on. But again, I don't think it's like a spoken handshake agreement. I think people just kind of know what the deal is, and it'll be a scenario where they just kind of dance around. Like I don't really know how. Like it's gonna be interesting to see. So bad in the house. Let's go. It's gonna be interesting to see because you know, I mean, when Logan Paul fought Floyd Mayweather, that's what happened. They just kind of danced around a sparring match, so to speak. I think that's pretty accurate. I think it'll be like that. Um, everyone talks about how Mike Tyson just has that switch and Mike Tyson's crazy and everything. Like, I hear that, and I bet if I was watching Mike Tyson in his prime, like some of the older guys are, they'd be like, dude, it's Mike Tyson. You don't understand. I do understand nature, and I understand that he's a freak of nature, but he's a 58-year-old man. And people show videos. He can absolutely rock a bag right now. He could punch someone standing still and kill them. I believe that. I believe that. I don't believe that any 58-year-old that exists can knock out someone who is halfway decent and trains as a boxer. I just don't see it. So maybe as simple as that, that like Paul's not worried about getting knocked out because he's so old and he knows better than to do it. I would love to see it. There's nothing that would be cooler than watching Jake Paul get knocked out by a 58-year-old Mike Tyson. That would be fucking electric. That would be sick. I'd be shocked if it happens. I really, really, really imagine it's Paul by decision. Tyson, again, everyone's saying Tyson has power. Yeah, no shit. He's 58. He's 58. You imagine how I know they're making a ton of money on this fight, so you know, it does feel this is what I think. I would imagine Jake Paul from a marketing standpoint, which is the only space in which I respect his game. From a marketing standpoint, he's going to get an insane bag on this fight, right? Hate watching, people watching to see Tyson, people watching to see him get knocked out, people curious to see if he could knock out Tyson, right? So I imagine he goes in, they dance around, it's a bullshit fight, they go to a decision, he gets the win on decision. It's not like fixed, but they know what the deal is. He gets a win by decision, okay? So people shit on him for that, but he just collected the biggest pay-per-view bag he's capable of getting, right? He did the thing. He fought all the big UFC names. He did all the bullshit fights. He lost to Tommy Fury. So he beats Tyson in a bullshit draw, collects the biggest bag, and then he goes, "All right, if I'm really going to further my career, the pay-per-views were fizzling out besides it being Tyson. I'm going to go. I've heard 40-20 Paul Tyson 40-20 purse. Um, so he gets that massive bag, and then he's like, all right, I'm going to try to fight for real now. Then he schedules a fight with a boxer. Maybe it's Fury again, because he's still going to try to do like real prize fights. But I think he, after this, invests in actually trying to fight boxers, become a better boxer, and get a big, real like competition fight, which I imagine won't happen. He won't be good enough. But he's going to beat Tyson, and then he's going to say, like, I want Canelo, and I'm going to start fighting real fighters to get there. He maybe fights Fury again or some, like, you know, some actual boxer that's on a pretty low level that he would be like a small favorite against. He probably fights, maybe he starts with one. Maybe he's like a minus 200 against a legit boxer, nobody. Something like that. Maybe he fights KSI or he fights Logan Paul and he just continues to do anything where, he'll get paid well. But, he's got to be worth, like, after this fight. I know there's a ton of expenses involved in everything, but he's got this. He's got his promotions. He's got all, like, you know how those fuckers are. They'll just put their name on any bullshit and try to sell it, like Mr. Beast selling fucking chocolate bars. Fuck these people. But, um, you know, the money's there. So that's really the question mark. What's he gonna do next? Is he gonna? It would have to be Logan Paul or maybe another influencer type like KSI or a real boxer, and it's a longer term investment in actually having an actual boxing career. And it feels like this makes sense, right? To fight Tyson, get the biggest bag possible, then do it. The only other thing that makes sense to me is to fight Logan Paul and then circle back to being a real boxer. Would Tyson sign a contract like this, damaging his legacy for money? Um, Thoughts on Bengals versus Chargers? Very, very, very interesting to see the Bengals against a defense like that and to see the Chargers against a shitty defense like that. I think the over is probably going to be the play. Doge to the moon, yeah, probably, but bullshit. Um, yeah, I don't think Tyson. I think Tyson knows what it is. I don't think there's a contract that says you got to take a fall. It's him getting $20 million. So yeah, he would do that. Damaging his legacy. Who gives a fuck about legacy? Everyone will always remember prime Mike Tyson. He doesn't care about legacy. He's a convicted rapist. Like, what legacy? People are gonna watch highlights and think, "Oh wow, that's crazy." He's a Hollywood actor. He did, he's in The Hangover. He fights an influencer. What's the difference? He has a mushroom. He sells weed and mushrooms. Like, he has a hot box podcast. Like, he's just being a celebrity. Thoughts on Timberwolves tonight? Fuck the Timberwolves. Bought Toyota shares back in September when he should have bought Tesla. Um, yeah, I don't know. I really fucking hate Elon Musk, and I think he's a piece of shit. And he's one of the biggest propaganda spreaders to exist. One of the worst people to exist. I yearn for his downfall. I do think Doge is going to go up. Not financial advice, because I think they're literally doing a crypto pump and dump. The whole Department of Government Efficiency is just like a right in our faces crypto pump and dump. Like I bought Doge because of that. I hate to be on the same side as the bad guys, but it's kind of like fading the public. Like you know how it goes. Sometimes you gotta fade the public, and you gotta side with the bad guys if you want to make money, because the bad guys are making all the money. So if Elon Musk is gonna lie to the public and use literal the fact that he has control over the media because he owns fucking Twitter, and he's going to use this bullshit. Oh yeah, we're gonna establish the Department of Government Efficiency. Two guys are gonna do one job, and their job is telling people why their job isn't relevant. Good fucking job, good math, you fucking losers. So yeah, I'm probably gonna. Yeah, exactly. He's teamed up with Vivek. Oh yeah. Oh, you're telling me the guy's with his. But here's the thing. It's not about. It's not even like a Trump or Harris thing. It's just yeah, total. We don't have laws. Laws apply to certain numbers, certain wealth, certain classes of wealth. I mean, it's in New York City. It's illegal to be homeless. That's how laws apply to people with no money. It's illegal to be homeless. You're not allowed to exist if you're homeless. And then if you're worth, maybe a 50 million, you can pretty much get out of anything. If you're worth a billion, you can get out of like full on like, you know, Epstein shit. That's just how it works. And we don't we don't live in a capitalist world. We we have it's corporatism. There's like 10 guys. We're headed sprinting towards feudalism. We're a couple years from bullshit chat GPT mixing lies that I spread on the internet with formerly Googleable information. So we don't know the truth about anything, and we can continue to spread the propaganda that is the most important thing to the billionaires right now, is keeping the lies alive. And if we mix up all the bullshit that you can Google on the internet enough, then people won't be able to find it out. Yeah, Elon a bad guy, but flex Pollard or Pearsall. I think Pearsall. Um, and the biggest thing, more than anything, is that he's just a huge fucking loser. Like he's the most like homeschooled personality I've ever seen in my mind. I could get past like whatever. Like there's a lot of bad evil guys out there. I get it. It's not like I wasn't born yesterday. I understand. But to see all the little Twitter stands sucking Elon's dick when he's such a blatant fucking loser with no swag whatsoever. It's hard for me to watch. Like I didn't realize that we had this many losers running around. Exactly, J Chap. Exactly. That we had this many losers running around that actually thought he was cool. That's the thing that that is the most painful for me to see. And every time I'm like, how FanDuel puts out 1,000 to 1 parlay or 1,000 to 1 odds on the Cavs going undefeated yesterday, right? And people are betting this. It's a 70 leg money line parlay. And I see people betting this. I'm like, what is wrong with you people? And I remember, oh, everyone's a fucking moron, and just blatantly lying to people is the most effective way to move forward in this world. So I'm going to lie about my fake news stories, and I'm going to go viral consistently, and people are going to get mad, but I don't care anymore because that's the way to get ahead. Do you guys understand? Did everyone learn a lesson in today's live stream? Yeah, Indiana Futures making the playoffs is beautiful. Beautiful. Elon Evil for sure. Glad everyone understands. Glad everyone knows. By the way, let me just plug in real quick. Sir Locks. Fake bets, let's virtual gambling, etc. So okay, so here's the thing. When I say I'm gonna lie, I'm gonna do the lie about like Mike Tyson, Jake Paul fight rules. I'm gonna do lies about the NFL rigging things for the Chiefs, etc. Um, just like nonsense that I made as a joke, but people fall for because they're dumb. Lying about fake bet slips and things like that is bullshit. The one thing about that though, no, I get what you're saying, Jay. The thing I saw some drama on Twitter about faking bet slips. The thing about that is like if I wanted to fake a bet slip, for instance. So I did a tweet and I said, like, I don't think anyone's ever seen me post a slip that was more than $1,000. I don't really bet more than $1,000. My units are usually like $100 to $200, and I preach bankroll management, so you shouldn't. Every once in a while for content, I'll place a nuke, whatever. But yeah, Lex, let's go. Estrella, appreciate the file. Run those files up, by the way. Run those files up. This is the live stream account. If you want all my plays every single day, shoot me a DM on Instagram. I know we're on a tangent, but listen up. Um, if I wanted to fake a bet, so one time I posted, I said I'll bet $1 for every like on this play, and it started to get into the hundreds. It started to get. I was like, if this goes like 10K, I don't really want to put 10K on a bet right now, but I did say I'd do it, and I thought, all right, maybe I do put 10K down, and then I placed 9K on a different book just to hedge myself out. The point is, it didn't get to 10K. It got to like 700, and the play smacked. Of course, it did. But if I had to post a $10,000 slip at some point to back up a promise of mine, I could go on a different book and hedge out. So faking a bet slip, and I've also been offered deals by some of the shady books, and they'll put like fake money in an account, and you can use those fake. You can pay, like, you can post bet slips. You just know that you're never going to get paid out on it. So they'll put like 15K in my account so I can look like I'm betting huge amounts, but they know they're not paying it out. So faking bet slips is the easiest thing in the world. You can just Photoshop it, whatever. There are people that prove stuff and they show themselves carrying cash to the casino and making slips and whatever. Fine, but why do people care the amount they're betting? If I say it's the Bills minus 2.5 this weekend and I'm putting $400 million on it, and you know, you see me place it. Does it matter if I say that or if I say I'm putting $50 on it or I'm putting $10 on it? I like the Bills over the Chiefs. For example, I'm a Bills fan, so I don't put out a play on that. But you shouldn't need to be convinced by someone putting up a ton of their own money on it. When I post my plays on SoBet, it's all time stamped. You saw when I post it. You saw the play I took. You saw the book I recommend, the line I recommend, the units I recommended. So you know if I'm good or not. You know if my results are good or not based on that. If I was doing it in a Lamborghini or if I was doing it in a house made out of $100 bills, would it be more impressive? The only thing that matters is ROI, return on investment. So when you use units, you can track that perfectly. Turning $10 into $1,000 is just as difficult as turning $100 into $10,000. All right, CBB thoughts tonight. CBB thoughts tonight. I'm going to drop a free CBB teaser or parlay. Haven't finalized yet. That's going to go on my Return to Pick'empedia account. That's going to go. I'll post it on my Instagram story. I'll post it on Twitter. I'll post it on SoBet. I'll post it in my Telegram. All that stuff. All that stuff. Yeah, Jacob, it's just tough. It's hard to see the board clearly when it's your own team. It really is. And you never want to fade your own team because then you have mixed feelings throughout the game. But I'm going to post that on everything. I've got a free Telegram. It's in my links everywhere. I know there's no links on this streaming TikTok account. Shoot me a DM if you want it. Follow me here so I get to 1,000. I can put the links in. Follow me on Pick'empedia. Follow me on Return to Pick'empedia. Follow me on all the stuff. I'm going to post it everywhere. You're going to see it. The full card's up on SoBet. If you DM me on Instagram, I'll get you on there. That's the whole deal. It's pretty simple.